Hello everyone, how are you this fabulous day? It couldn't be any more beautiful outside. I had to go for a walk outside. I am WadsWorth the 5th. Today, Esmeralda will not be joining me. She's out doing her own thing in the Renaissance Fair, living her best life in her past lives. So, today, as I was out enjoying the day, it's not quite the Renaissance here with the train going by, but that's okay. I do believe that is a sign from my old grampy that I'm on the right path, and I do appreciate when he stops by. So, let me see, today, I was thinking romance and love and light and love, and it crosses our minds all from time to time, does it not? And it was funny, I went to the library. I had got myself an old copy of 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. It is a fabulous show indeed. I truly enjoyed the musical qualities when I was a child and even now. It was a lot of fun. And I was thinking, though, how interesting it would be to be part of such a large family with so many brothers and so many sisters. What would that possibly be like? So, I thought I'd come out here and enjoy the fine beauty of this cemetery today, and in front of the Prince Chapel actually seemed rather appropriate with 7 brides for 7 brothers. Somebody had to do all the marrying, so here at Prince Chapel I figured I would stop and do a little reading for you all. So I brought with me today the Wizard's Tarot deck. As you can see, the lovely little wizard lady is going to lend us a little hand today. So let us see what it would be like to have such a tremendous family with 7 brides and 7 brothers, or 7 brothers living with 7 brides on one farm as it is. The music was great, but I don't know about the reality of the situation, so that's why we're going to check on this one. So, luckily I've got my handy little book, and let us see what we have here. And it also has dragons on the inside. You can't go wrong with dragons. Everyone should have their own pet dragon to take home with them or travel with them. You never know when you're going to need to warm the place up. Alright, so let us see. Give this a little shuffle. We'll kind of see what cards fall out for us today. Let's see, there's 2. Let's start with those 2 and we'll see how we go from there. Alright, so the first card is the 2 of Cups, which is upside down, as you can see. So perhaps it might be that this relationship is just a little bit on the upside down. It's not quite of the norm, and some things need to turn about to get 7 brides and 7 brothers all on the same farm in working order. So I imagine it was going to take a little bit of work to get this card to flip right side up, but let's check the book what it says and we'll go from there. So 2 of Cups. Oh, there we are, found it right quick. And so the keywords for the 2 of Cups in reverse are discord, argument, unrequited love, repulsion, rejection, rose-colored glasses. So perhaps even though this is quite the lovely musical, I even enjoy the musical fight scenes when they are raising the barn. It is quite fun. But perhaps the reality of having 7 brides and 7 brothers on one farm might just be a bit much in the real world for everyone to try to work out their issues. But you know what? I'm a romantic at heart. I'm sure you know it at this point. So it's all about the love, the light, and making things work. So let's see what the second card says. Actually, I will read this. Cups represent water, the soul, relationships, emotions, creativity, imagination, friends, family, and receptivity. It's hard enough to say in English without trying to say it in proper English, as we do here in England. So things are about choices and decisions. A decision needs to be made and the status quo upset before events can move forward. The suit of the card is a clue about how to make the decision. Your choice here is whether to connect or not connect with a person, group, idea, or activity. The decision to join with another in some way involves investing your emotions and forming a relationship. This opportunity has a lot of potential for healing, to become part of something larger than yourself. The best unions create a whole that is worth more than the sum of its parts. Take a chance and see where it comes next. This card also indicates a moment of falling in love, or at least being really interested in where something might lead. At this early stage, it is too soon to tell how long it will last, but the value is in whatever you can learn from the experience by learning from this new connection. So, even though the card is upside down for the 7 brides and 7 brothers, I do believe that the experience of them all coming together and forming a happy family, no matter how long they all live on the same farm together, will be worth some of the musicals and some of the joy and fun that they have together, doing their barn raisings and taking care of the animals, and, as I don't want to spoil anything, but maybe kidnapping some of the brides. So I'll have to see how it all turns out for them. I wouldn't mind a sequel of this movie, though, as you can see from the cover, this was an old movie before I was even born. So, what year is this? 1954. So, yes, this is quite an old movie. Perhaps it's time for a remake? I wouldn't mind seeing it. Now, the second card that also came out was the 10 of Wands in its upright position. So, I don't know, when I look at that one, I see all the 10 gems and jewels on his crown, and I do believe it was a valuable experience, no matter how it turned out for him. He's sitting there and thinking about his brothers, his wives, his wives, all the wives on the farm perhaps, unless maybe there was some naughtiness going on there and he was borrowing a few wives or got a little close to some other brother's wife. Not quite sure how that turned out. Let's try to behave. So, well, let's see what it says. Cups, Pentacles, Wands. Oh, no, did I go too far? I did. 9 of Wands. I remember how this goes. An interesting selection how this book moves from one part to the other. So, the 10 of Wands, as we see here. This one is right up. So, burden, obligation, numerous opportunities, duty, and responsibility. Wow, these 7 brides for 7 brothers certainly went through it, didn't they? Wands represent fire, will, passion, courage, drive, career, projects, goals, desire, and action. The 10s tell stories of completion, fulfillment, and excess. They are sometimes the realization of aces, potentials. Other times they are warnings about having too much of a good thing. Like I said, maybe he knew one of the other brides of the brothers a little too well. Not nice. The Ace of Wands brought you passion and inspiration. So often happens, one great project sparks ideas for another. Whether you fear missing out on something, worrying about not having enough work, or feel addicted to the stress of having too much on your plate, it looks like you have a lot going on. Maybe some of your opportunities came with unforeseen obligations or strings attached. Well, you get married, the kids come next. Just kind of a natural part of the process. Sometimes you have no choice but to carry on with every opportunity, but when all the things that brought you joy become burdens, reconsider your commitments. Prioritize, eliminate, delegate, make a list of projects in order of priority. If you can't drop anything, maximize efficiencies. Bring others on board to help lighten the load. Well, perhaps this is where bringing in, all your brothers and all their wives together comes in quite handy. If you can't handle it on your own, bring in friends, bring in family, bring in some light and love. Carrying too much for too long never ends well. Something will suffer, maybe the work, maybe the well-being. Be sensible. And I think that's wise. I think the nicest thing about this was that the first wife that came along helped all the brothers. Showed them how to be good men, showed them how to treat a lady, how to dance, how to court, and just how to be good men, how to clean up their act, clean up themselves. And so when they went to town, they found themselves some pretty ladies. And although they may not have got them in the traditional sense, they did win their hearts in the end. And I like a good romance story. So I will recommend 7 Bras for 7 Brothers if you're looking for something to watch. See if you can find it at your local library, as that's where I've got mine. And I'd like to thank Light and Love and all the gods and goddesses for the wisdom of the cards, as they always are here trying to help, and I appreciate that from them. So, as I'm dinging in my pocket. It seems my services as WadsWorth I may be needed elsewhere. I love you all, and I hope you all have the finest of days. Bye now.